Well, howdy folks, and welcome to part 2 of our macOS Catalina installation series. In the first one, we basically went through some tools and some procedures, and we created some bootable media. And today, we're going to actually install the OS, and we'll show what that's like, and then we'll go through some post-installation work that's needed using the multi-beast and probably Clover Configurator as well. So, let's jump into it. Alright, so we're in the disk utility at this time. Okay, I'm going to select Catalina, and I am going to erase it. I'm going to stick with the name, and I'm going to erase all of the volumes in the group. At this point, we can close this and install macOS. Okay, here we go. Scroll on down to US. So I guess first thing we'll do is get this screen set up. Preferences, displays, arrangement. Let's see, the little one, even though it's bigger than the others, resolution's small. And then I'm going to swap places with these two. Let's see. Then we'll just take this taskbar right there. Or actually, that just means it's the primary monitor. Take that over there. And now, our primary window is over here. So with that done, we can close this. Let's see if we can get multi-beast installed. Let's see, go over here, back out of that, and go to our kicks. We did have Apple Intel. We don't have no Apple ALC. What is that? Yeah, I guess I'll put that in. Yeah, I don't want the voodoo. Let's see, we got audio, we got disk, third-party SATA, miscellaneous, virtual SMC, network, Theros, and the Realtek 8111, USB inject all. I guess we could save it. And we'll go ahead and install it. Agree. Settings, sound, output, and get some more drivers installed later on. Gotta do the Clover Configurator. There we go, that's the way I like it. It's a little bigger than I like though. Right there. Let's see if we find a Clover entry for it. UEFI-OS on P2. Let's check that out. What might that be? What happens if we press enter here? Siri, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Siri? She cannot hear me, but I can hear her. That's an improvement already. So let's go to Preferences and Audio again. Sound. There's no other devices at this time. Okay, what about Input? Hello, hello. Yeah, it's working. There we go. Now we got the volume control in the menu bar. Siri, can you hear me?
I'm here.
Tell me about my Mac. Nice. How fast is my Mac?
Your Mac has a 4.01 GHz quad-core Intel Core i7 processor.
What's the coolest thing in OS Catalina?
I found this on the web.
Tell me a joke.
Cute joke alert. What did the science book say to the math book? Wow, you've got problems.
Very nice, Siri. Thank you.
Nice.
We're off to a good start. We got sound, we got mic. Of course, the sound only comes out over here, I think. Let me see. Is it coming out of the speakers or the TV? I think it's coming out of the TV. What is the forecast for Dallas, Texas tomorrow?
It should be hot and sunny in Dallas, Texas tomorrow, with a high of 93 degrees.
Oh, goody. Let's see. Software update. Your Mac is up to date. Nice. Trying to do like the Clover Configurator thing. I think that's enough for one night. It's getting late. I had my doubts here today at points, but here it is, running on the Hackintosh. How freaking cool is that? Rate that. Keep in dock. So I'm working in OS Mojave at this time, and what I did was I went ahead and copied over all the videos we made yesterday with OBS, and also I put all these on my 32 gig SanDisk flash drive, and I also made a list here of the drivers and kicks. So there we go. It's not the prettiest thing, but it should work. Let's close this and we will go on to MacOS Catalina. We'll go ahead and shut down and do a clean start. Alright, let's do this. So the first thing I want to do, if I can, is go ahead and get OBS up and running. So we're going to use UEFI-OS on P2, because yesterday that was Catalina. Let's see if it is today. This should boot to our Clover installation on Catalina. So that's Mojave. And this is Catalina. No more USB needed. How about that? Alright, look at that. Look at my profile picture. Pretty cool, huh? Probably ought to really start by getting Firefox installed. So let's go to mozilla.org. And we'll download Firefox. Wow. Nice. It's opening it. Cool. So take that and drag it over there. That puts it in the applications, and once that's done, we should be able to launch it. Yes, we want to open it. Hopefully we won't have to answer that question more than once. Every time you install something that's not out of the Apple Store, they want to ask if you want to run it. That's part of security. It's probably not a bad thing. It's kind of annoying at times, but that's okay. So I do need to sign into Sync. Need to get that done. We can do that at a later time, I think. But for right now, let's just see if we can go to OBS. Let's just search for OBS. OBS Open Broadcaster. Yeah, obsproject.com. So let's just go over here. You want it for Mac OS. Save file probably. there's that. So pop that open. OBS. Blink. Opens that. And drag it over here to applications. The boing means it happened. So let's see. Here's OBS. So let's see, we're going to keep Firefox in the dock. So right click, whoop, yeah. Would like to access your microphone, yeah. Okay, would you like to run the auto config wizard? Yes. Optimize for streaming and recording is secondary. No, optimize just for recording. I will not be streaming. Next. There we go, next. Let it get going. Yeah, we're going to modify some of those settings that just came up with. So let's do a display capture. No properties available. Okay. Yeah, we might be missing a driver or something. Let me see. We're off to a wonderful start. Nice. USB camera. Alright, well there's that. So we do have, it can get something. Alright, well there's that. How come we can't get a display here? That is weird. Let's see. We're going to keep this in dock. And then there we're going to keep this in dock. And there's some other stuff in this dock that I really don't think I'm going to be using. I doubt I'll be using their mail client. I don't use FaceTime, and it wouldn't work anyway because I don't have the wireless card you need to make it work. So we can remove that from dock. Photos I might use. Maps, I doubt it. We'll leave contacts, calendar, reminders. Apple TV, the news. The news. Don't get me started on the news. Alright, I don't know now. Let's try rebooting it. Or let's just try restarting it. Oh, OBS would like to receive keystrokes from any application. Open system present. That's it. So you have to click the lock to make changes. Put in your password. We'll unlock. OBS. Allow the apps below to monitor input from your keyboard even while using other apps. Screen recording. That's weird. So let me see. Let me close this. I could close that. Alright. Close the tabs. Close that. Close that. So what happens if we open up OBS now? Check automatically. Why will a display capture not work? That is weird. Let's go to settings, see what we can come up with. Settings. Video. I'm going to change that up. I don't know why it always wants to freaking make your output different than your screen. And then you go and you go to make your videos or edit them, you always got to scale crap. And you're already scaled twice to regular size before you even get started with trying to zoom in on anything you need to see on the screen. I mean, it's just no. Okay, so we changed that. Well, let's see how oh, let's do another thing. Settings, output, and we'll browse. Movies. No. Movies. Okay, so I guess we're in the movies. Okay, let's try it this way. Open Finder, and then we go over here to... What about this computer? What about home? Yeah, let's do this. Close that. Close that. OBS would like to... Oh, here we go. Nice. Open. Oh, we want to unlock. All the apps record content to your screen while using other apps. So yeah, I'm fine with that. So maybe now it'll work. Let's try it. It does work. How about that? Awesome sauce. So what is with the freaking Finder? I don't see any way to access, or do I only have my documents here and I don't have any other? Yeah, maybe that's it. Let's see. Let's see, this Mac. So we go to Documents. That is so weird. New folder. And we'll go to Movies. Or let's go to Videos. And then within that, we'll go New Folder. And we'll go Screen Capture. And then, so with the file created, let's go to OBS. We'll go to Settings. And Output. So it goes to Documents, Videos, Screen Capture. I mean, I guess it'll work. I don't know. I don't understand. We'll figure it out later. Well, let's test it. Oh, we got to get VLC now. So let's get VLC installed. Let's see. That's videolan.org, I believe. Yeah. So we can download VLC. Okay, I'm going to save it. And we'll go to VLC. So we can drag this over to my application folder right here. As soon as that's done, we should hear a boing. There it is. And so there's VLC. Then get it opened up. Open. Check for album art and metadata. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, this is VLC before you get it all stretched out into a real window, I guess. Okay, and then we'll take the icon. Options, keep in dock. Just as we add things we do use, we'll get rid of crap we don't. I don't want an empty dock. Kind of like looking at the icons. Call me weird, I don't care. It seems to me we can test to see if any of this crap works. So we'll start recording. Alright, so this is a quick test to see if this thing works. Stop recording. Then we can go to Finder, Documents, Videos, Screen Captures. There's our recording. Alright, so this is a quick test to see if this thing works. Nice. We have a win. Open System, Preferences, Unlock. Allow the apps below to control your computer. Okay, so that's got that. I locked that back up. Close. Alright, so yeah, that worked. We can throw this away, we don't need it. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and switch over to a screen recorder and we'll see what we can do about the rest of this fun stuff. We're going to get the terminal customized like we had it in the other. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll drag us the other screen and we'll switch over to the screen recorder. Alright, so let's see here. I suppose a good place to start would be to start getting this study together here. See here. So that would be display capture. This one here would be this screen. Properties. Display 0. Okay. And then this one here, we can go properties. And we can make that display 1. video capture. We can make that smaller. I don't know. Maybe put it like that big and then move the whole thing right over here, maybe. Put me over here next to the trash, huh? Where I belong. Nice. So with that done, should have a pretty good start. Next thing we want to do, I don't really feel the need to have the video capture on right now. So we want to get rid of seeing me on the screen. I just unclick this. And that gets my picture off the screen. So where to begin here? Let's go ahead. I guess we could do the multi-beast thing. I guess I never copied it over. Let me get that other flash drive. Let me get that stabbed in here. There it is. Let's get that opened up. And we'll get the multi-beast. We'll put that somewhere. We'll put it on here for right now, just to make life simple. Nice. That's all we needed out of that. And there we go. Put that out of there. Done with that. Let's see about. I have a Clover Configurator in here somewhere. There it is. Let's get that opened up. Mount EFI, and we'll do the one on this one. Catalina. Install drivers. Alright, so the plan right here is simply to go through and compare the drivers that were already installed in Mojave to those which are installed or perhaps missing here in Catalina. And so I'm going to go down my little list I made, and I'm going to make sure I have all the same drivers. We'll just go down the list. Oh yeah, we want the MTFS file system driver. VBox, HFS. Yeah, we have that. We have virtual SMC. We have that, yeah. Just want to make sure we had all of the drivers we had in Mojave that seemed to work. We got OSX, fat binary drive. Let me see. Go up here to the O's, I guess. FS inject. That, I see that, so we can go ahead and put an X there. We don't have the HFS Plus in there, but it was obvious that we could read it, so I'm going to leave that alone because we were poking around in the file system. We went into Mojave's just like we owned it, so wow. OSX fat binary driver. Yeah, we have that. Let's see, Data Hub DXE. Well, that would probably be up in the D's. Data Hub DXE is there. Audio DXE, we have that. APFS driver loader, it is on there. Okay, cool. So that's done. Alright, well we have all the drivers that we had installed in macOS Mojave. So now on the kexts. Alright, so we had Lilu. We had version 145, yeah. Virtual SMC. Virtual SMC. Whatever green. 140, Apple ALC 150, Airport BRCN fix-up 207. Yeah, got that. Hibernation fix-up. Yeah, that's in there. T4LE continuity. Yeah. OS version 10.7. Yeah, I got 10.15. VPA. Let me see what version we have there. We have 100, but it's got a matched Lilu version. CPU friend, we have that. Yeah, good. Nice. Alright, so we've copied the version for 10.15 of all these kicks here. We go to the drivers. Let's see. Drivers. We didn't need anything here. I'd be interested to see how it acts now when we restart. Let's just see. Alright, well, we'll stop recording. We'll see what happens when we reboot. Okay, so this is after the reboot. We are back. Now, obviously, this is way after the reboot, because if you're paying attention, or some people notice little details like this, but this is a few days later, and I'm editing the video that you're watching, and I realized that I kind of went from the reboot right into another little project, which namely is getting the NTFS drive on my system to be able to be read and write. By default, it's only read only. So I went through some changes, and I'm going to put those in the next video I'm going to do about this. So look forward to that, and if you're not a subscriber, I would suggest, if you're interested in that, that you would consider subscribing and ringing that bell so you'll know when that gets uploaded. So I've been through this trying to record this for a few times. So I don't know if my brain's just scattered today, but here are the topics I'd like to cover. What did I find after the reboot? What did I learn? How does it run? And what's next? So we talked a little bit about what's next, in that we talked about the NTFS. We're going to show that in the next video. And a couple other things I did with migration and whatnot. I've migrated a few things over already. Brought my VirtualBox machines over and reinstalled VirtualBox in this thing. So we can talk about that in another video. I don't want to go too long. What did I learn? Okay, so here is what we learned. Through the process of installing OBS, you saw that we were kind of struggling trying to find our libraries to point OBS to have a place to store our videos. So one thing I learned here is if you click up here at the top bar to go, it will show different places that maybe are not available in your sidebar there on your Finder window. So what I was able to do was I was actually able to go to my home folder and go to find libraries that were not listed in my sidebar. And from there, I was just able to kind of drag the folders and add them to the sidebar. And as I was poking around, looking at other ways and other things, options to choose from here in the Finder window, I found that if you click on where it says Finder and go to Preferences, that you can choose here on your sidebar, and you can actually just put check marks by the things you want to show in the sidebar. Recently I just added the iCloud drive, which was not there, so you see there that goes away or it comes back as you check or uncheck the box. So that's pretty cool. And of course there's other things to be seen and heard about that, but that's beyond the scope of this video, so we'll leave it at that. So on to how does it run? Well, let's quickly go about some more things we found after the reboot. Let's see here. So I found that the volume control now works after the reboot and the changes we made with the Clover Configurator. I also found that I have choices for outputs as far as volume goes. And before, all we had was the speakers in the television, which of course is hooked up through the HDMI. Now I have choice for other speakers, and the internal speakers, remember now that the macOS thinks that this is an iMac, so internal speakers are actually the speakers on my desk. So I got those speakers working now, and everything seems to be working great. I haven't found any real issues. So in the same video where we're going to do some of the NTFS work, here's a little teaser for you. I also did a little customizing of the terminal. So we got NeoFetch installed, and we also brought in my custom Hackintosh logo that I made for the distro logo. How about that? So also in the next video we'll include those on how I did that and how you might do something similar to your own taste. Let's go with how does it run. Now, if you look here on the OBS screen here, just look down here at the bottom where you can see the mouse pointer. you can see that it's using CPU cycles to record. So on the Geekbench, I'm not going to bother with the CPU test, but I am going to go ahead and run. We'll just use the free trial. So I'll go ahead and run the compute test, which uses the video cards. And so we can run the compute benchmark. And as I said, I've tried to record this a few times over, and I keep forgetting things I want to talk about. So you're going to see some other Geekbench scores, but that's okay. Alright, so here's what we got. We got 36,317 this time around. So of course, if you look here, this says Mac 1015.5, which of course is Catalina. Mac 1015.5. So let's see. Let me show you how that compares to how we did in Mojave here. So if we go to our compute scores over here for Geekbench 5, and these are the earlier ones I did today, these 36s. So 36,433 is what I benchmarked probably the other night. And then earlier today, I got a 36,626. Then when I redid the video, I got 36,545. And then right now, we just got 36,317. So if you look at this one here, it's 34. Let's go ahead and have a look at that. So that was back on May 24th. You see there that shows it was 1014, which is Mojave. So at least in terms of compute, it seems to run a bit better in Catalina than it ever did in Mojave, and Mojave was running quite well. So that's encouraging. So hey, with that, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover in this particular one. I think we're going to close the video out. So I want to thank you all for watching. First of all, I hope some of you found it entertaining, enlightening, helpful. I'd like to invite you to subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for being a subscriber and hanging around if you already have, and we'll catch you in the next one. So y'all take care.